people don't know right here, boy. June 22nd of 2013, right before I got out of prison, I went and got baptized at Sterling. And most people don't realize, like, getting baptized in prison. Boy, this was a powerful day right here. See so many people get a life, so many men, hardcore gangsters, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers with stripes, bodies, you name it. They all wanted forgiveness. They all wanted to be born new. And they all believed that Jesus Christ was the Son of God and died for all of our sins, for all of our wrongdoings, for the fall of humanity. That Jesus was the Lord and Savior, the true door to salvation right here. And I'm thankful. I hold this. This is a certificate of achievement right here. You feel me? But for them 11 and a half years, boy. My partner right here. This is my dog. This is my homie, my bro. Yeah, Denver. I had these up on my board when I was up in there. The city done changed, man. The city done changed. This is all my homies and shit, though. This is my partner. He was out there, had a baby and shit. My pictures of my motherfucking mom's at, though. It's your boy right there. Kind of swole right there. Chest poking out and shit. It's a young man right here, though, boy. This was young. This was when I was at Walsenburg right here, man. This shit right here, look at me. Looking young as shit, looking mean, but didn't have the long hair. I was trying to clean that shit up and be on some clean cut shit, but this is a young me right here. Look, creased up, had my little Reeboks. Them motherfuckers, still to this day, I wear those motherfuckers today. Plastics right there. Young Gunner right there, though. Little female I had out there. Another little busted ass female I had. She got my name tatted and shit. Get rid of all these. We can get rid of that shit. Partner. The homies from the Springs right there. It's my dog right here. This the cast of blood right here. You're white dude, you're blood. But boy, he go hard to the motherfucker. I think you can see it on there. He got Killerado on his shit. Dwayne Igoe. What it say on the back right here? It says, TJ, the utmost love and respect, homie. Keep your head up and eyes peeled. Don't never change. Much love and respect. Your partner, Dwayne Igoe, 24 years. That's how old he was. Bro out there now. Now this is a motherfucker right here, man. This cat right here, hey, this is Gangsta Pain right here. Gangsta Pain he looked like an Aryan, right? He looked like one of them crazy white boys. You feel me? Like, nah, this motherfucker was knocking them motherfucking woods out. He was crashing them cats out. TJ, always remember, I got your back. Don't struggle alone. I struggle with you. Stay strong. Maintain your circle so it stays sucker free. Plenty love and much love and respect. Yeah, Gangsta Pain. That's the homie from Fro Trade right here. Gorilla. That's the homie. Got here to one of the realest hogs I know. TJ, keep doing it. Keep it gangsta, rider. From the goon who's hated by many but well respected by all. Bulletproof for life. Gorilla. Gorilla. It's my motherfucker right there, though. I ain't seen her in for minutes. My boy, Lil Suge right here. Lil Suge. The homie Monk. This was the homie right there. Young Bill. Young Bill looking super proper and shit. There go the homie again. G-Dub. The homie AP right there. That's the homie. He ain't got that on the back. That was the homie AP. My sister Nisa, her man. R.I.P. to bro Matt right there. Die-hard Bronco fan right there. Boy, look at these kids. These kids all grown up now, though. Kids all grown up. That's the homie's mom. That's Antoinette. That's my homeboy's sister right there. She a great human being right there. No lie about it. This little chick I was writing when I was in there. The homie. These all the homies though. Where the rest of this at? It's the homie. It's your boy right here. It's your boy braided up. Look at them patches on them shoes, though. You know, that's how you know you locked up right there. You try to make that shit work. Try to make that shit go a long ways. You feel me? Got it on both shoes. Not one, but two. You see me? RP to my dog, though. Paris B. It's my homie Count right here. You feel me? Oh, no. It's my dog right there. RP to bro. Paris B. Good dude right there. RP to him. It's the homie Ivory. These are the homies, though. I'm trying to find my mom. It's my mom's right here. Baby. Got me as a baby. Back when. You know what I mean? Evergreen. That's how I like to remember my mama, though. You know what I mean? Good energy. My mama right there. I love my mama. Boy, I miss her. She was happy to have me, I'll tell you that much. You see that smile? That smile is authentic as ever. You can't beat that. That's a real smile. I like to remember her. You know what I mean? Happy. You know, days like today, they be fucking me up. I don't even know. No matter how hard or whatever I think I am, or motherfucking how well I got shit together, you know, life it'd be dealing me a different card. And, you know, for this Mother's Day right here, this is the third Mother's Day third year in a row I've had since my mother passed in 2021. And even on my mom's birthday, man, I swear to God, like, don't get me wrong, it was a heavy ass day. It was heavy, but today, Mother's Day, 2024, it feels heavier than it felt on her birthday for some reason. And I don't know, you know, I see a lot of people, you know, because social media, right? Everybody, you know, posting about their mom and what they up to. And I think that's awesome. It's a beautiful thing and everything. But, you know, it's a reminder to me, once again, you know, that my mom is gone, right? My mom's no longer here. Like, I got her with me. She's with me in spirit and, you know, all that good stuff, right? But physically, in the present, in the moment, in the tangible physical flesh, she's not here with me no longer. You know, when you have a mother, right, you got to cherish them because you only get one of them. Same thing for fathers. And I ain't trying to. This is Mother's Day, so we gonna give all shine to the mothers. You feel me? And you know, for me, my mother was my father to a high degree because I grew up without my father. I didn't really get to know my dad until I was later in life, 30-ish, you know what I mean? Like, I knew him up until like 11, 12 area right there. My mom and them split when I was like 3, but long story short, my mom's love, the love that I have from a mother, that motherly love, that can't be matched, it can't be replaced, and it's only one of those out there. You know, I can't never expect to find that love anywhere else, you know, especially not with a woman or anything like that. Like, that was a motherly love, right? That's the unconditional motherly love. And, you know, for me, man, I miss the shit out of my mama. Boy, I miss her every day that I wake up. Every day that I get up, every day I have life, there's a piece of me missing. And it's missing because she's gone. It's a piece of me gone. When she left out of that physical flesh, when she left out that human vessel, she took a piece of me with her. And she's eternally missed as long as I'm living. And, you know, I'm going down memory lane today. You know, you can see I got all my stuff out right here, right? I'm over here, big box of pictures. I got way more than that. Over here, need to be going to the grocery store and go get my dog some food and shit because she ran out and I got to feed her later. But got stuck going down memory lane thinking about my mama and shit. And boy, I miss her. But, you know, for 11 and a half years, I went to prison and I reneged on the relationship that I had with my mom. You know what I mean? Like, at that age, 20 years old, me and my mom didn't have the best relationship when I was younger. You know, like, for her to play mom and dad, like, she stepped into a lot of roles. You feel me? She did a lot. And as a young boy, there were certain things she could never teach me about manhood or becoming a man, even though verbally she probably gave me all the right information and told me all the right things, which, you know, looking back in hindsight, you know, yeah, my mama was always right. She was always right. But, you know, going down memory lane thinking about that, you know, it's hard to believe that, you know, for 11 and a half years, I put that big ass gap in between us. And, you know, 11 and a half years, I could have been out here on a Mother's Day every day, you know, appreciating my mom, enjoying her, you know, getting to know her, understanding who she was as a woman, and, you know, just overall as a human being, who she was to the core, you know, like I do now, but now she's gone, you feel me? And I guess I make this video just like in hopes that it falls on somebody who got a mom out there still living and breathing, you know, that you can really find a deeper sense of appreciation and love and understanding for her. You feel me? Because, boy, there's only one mom out there. You only get one mama. I swear to God, it ain't nothing like it. You know, for them 11 and a half years, I actually got into a better relationship with my mom. Me and my mom became really close over those, you know, 15-minute, 30-minute phone calls. And for me, you know, my mother actually was she couldn't come visit me for a long time. The first time I got to see her was when I was in a private prison, due to the fact that when I was first arrested, she was a co-defendant of mine because I had her make a three-way call for me, and when she called one of the people, I told him don't come to court, so forth, so forth. So of course that motherfucker went to the police, and then they did some fuck shit, right? They came and motherfucking arrested my mom. They arrested me. I mean, well, I was already arrested. I was already in the motherfucking county at this motherfucking time, but yeah, you know, it made shit real hard because when I finally did take a fucking deal, you know, they had her listed as a co-defendant, and part of the stipulations of the Department of Corrections is, anybody that's your co-defendant can't come visit you, and it happened to be that my mother was my co-defendant. But I finally got to like a private facility, like 9 years in, 8 years in, or somewhere in that ballpark, and finally got to see my mama, and boy, it was on from there. You know, she used to come up like every other like weekend. You know, we sat in that visitor room. We'd be playing Scrabble. We'd be motherfucking playing dominoes. You know, a lot of times though, we just be sitting there talking. You know, I'd be holding her hands, and we'd be sitting there talking, and, you know, getting to know her, getting to understand her better, and she would get understand me better too. You know what I mean? Because there was a lot of unsaid things at the age of 20 that I never was able to really express. But, you know, as I got older, you know, especially being in there, being able to sit down with a pen and pad and write, you know, that was a therapy by itself right there. But, you know, my mama though, boy, 11 and a half years, she stood 10 toes down and then some while I was in there. You know, my mom would be eating off the dollar menu, Wendy's and shit, Chili's and little double stacks and shit for me to be able to get some canteen money. She made sure every month I had canteen money so I could get food and stamps to write and phone time. You know, phone time is expensive in there. A lot of people don't talk about it. I think they gonna make free phone calls for inmates here in 2025, but, you know, man, that phone time is expensive. You know, for 15 fucking minutes to sit there and talk to your family for 15 minutes, you know, you got to pay. You know, and good Lord, you know, those little 15 minutes. So they got us through all them 11 and a half years, and those visits paid off big time too. Though I ain't gonna front. You know, them visits was a big piece of the puzzle, and I'm thankful because, you know, she had to drive a long ways. You know what I mean? They put these prisons out in the middle of places that you never even heard of in the state. You could be living in the state your entire life. You've never even heard of this place because it's so far the fuck out in the map. But she'd take that trip, and she'd bring my homeboy's girl with her sometimes, and she'd take that trip both way, forward and back. You know what I mean? Old school car, everything. She'd be making it. She'd get there. She'd come up there. I know that meant the world to her. Fuck. You know, I live with a lot of regrets. You know, I live with a lot of regrets, knowing that 11 and a half years that I could have been a better son to my mother. I could have been a genuinely better all around human being for her. But my bad decision making cost me 11 and a half years. And it didn't just cost me, right? It cost my mother. It cost everybody that gave a fuck about me, that really, and she was really, at the time, she was the one that really was the only one that really gave a fuck about me like that. You know, my father, he didn't even know I was locked up. I don't even think they even had any communication. To my knowledge, I don't think he knew till I had got out. Because I actually, when I got out, I seeked him out, and we started talking, and I think that's when I broke it down for him. But long story short, you feel me, like 11 and a half years, you know, that my mom paid that tab for me though. She went without having her son her only child, knowing that I'm in a motherfucking level 4, level 3. She seeing all the shit on the news. I'm calling home, talking about the shit going on, and by God's grace and her prayers, I made it through all that shit unscathed. You know what I mean? No smut on my name, no check-in shit, no motherfucking extorted, no motherfucking. And praise God, because not to come across like I'm some big bad motherfucker in those places, because hey, you know, believe me, at the end of the day, by God's grace, he got me home safe. Cause believe me, there's many times in there, daily, weekly, monthly, I could have been lost mine. But by the grace of God and her prayers, because my mom was a praying woman. My mom was always a praying woman. And I know through her prayers, they kept me. But you know, I know my life has always been bigger than just me. You feel me? And now I'm at this point where you know I got success. I've got the material shit that everybody be chasing after and shit. But you know, like it goes so much deeper, and that's where the YouTube channel comes in. You know what I mean? Like to make an impact, to really help people develop it and harness those skill sets that they have in them and take their life further, because it can all be done. I ain't nobody special in none of those attributes. I just woke up and stayed to the grind and been applying this shit. I'm living proof that the shit does work when you do it that way. That's all a motherfucker need to know about me. I'm no greater than, no less than, none of that. I'm just a motherfucker that get to it, go getter. You feel me? That's me. But my mama was too. That runs in her genes. You know, my mom was a serial entrepreneur in many aspects, and you know, many businesses she done started up. And my mom, for many years, she never worked a job. She was a consultant. She used her experience and her knowledge to fucking further herself by having, you know, employees and people that she would contract with. And I think it's, you know, a testimony to me, because you know I stand on her shoulders. She sent me a book while I was incarcerated that gave me the game for drop shipping, which is the first way I made my first couple 100,000 was through drop shipping. And that's thanks to the 4 Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. She sent me that book when I was in there, and it had the whole game plan in there, because Timothy Ferriss, he actually became a multi-millionaire by selling vitamins online. And if y'all ain't never read the book, I encourage y'all go check out the book, go read it. But you know, yeah, for 11 and a half years, my mom paid that tab. And it, you know, just talking about it, right, it seems so fucking brief, but y'all don't get it though. For 11 and a half years, that's a decade and some. That's more time. Like my mom was through the county, all through all that shit. I can only imagine how my mom was feeling, because I remember when I got sentenced, and I remember when they gave me because I took a deal for 18 to 25. And when I took that 18 to 25, the judge broke me off in the middle. He gave me 22 years, right? He gave me 22 years in the Department of Corrections. And I remember, I'll never forget it. I remember hearing my mother crying, the sobs, the sounds of her in the aisles behind me. And I remember I looked back, but you know, I was trying to play hard in that shit. I tried to suck that, you know, for me, I had to compartmentalize that before I went into sentencing. Believe me, that was a hard thing for a motherfucker at the age of 20 to know that I could get more time in the penitentiary than I had been alive. Like I couldn't even motherfucking fathom that shit. It didn't even make sense to me, but I knew I had to do it. I knew there was no turning back, and there can't change it, just couldn't change it, right? But hear my mom cry now, thinking about it as a 41-year-old man, like what that must have been, like what she must have been experiencing in her heart, in her mind, in her soul, knowing, you know what I mean, how much effort she put into me as a child, as her son, you know, how much she poured into me as the best she could do, and the best that she could do, it couldn't stop the course of life that I chose, for sure chose. I like being in the streets. I enjoyed that lifestyle. If I was addicted to anything, I was addicted to that lifestyle. You feel me? I was addicted to being in the motherfucking streets, and the lawlessness and anarchy that came along with being able to do whatever the fuck I wanted to do. Because when I went home, I had rules. You know what I mean? My mom set rules, and I didn't want to abide by them. I want to be rebellious. I wanted to be around the crowd of motherfuckers that were rebellious. You know what I mean? Thug motherfuckers that motherfucking. Now that I look back on it, the people I looked up to, they were pieces of shit. You know what I mean? They was motherfucking lowlifes. You know what I mean? Motherfucker give them all this outstanding. But I got another video, man. One of the motherfuckers I looked up to as a big homie and looked up to, come running to this motherfucker in the pen. He fucking with punks though, but he a gangster motherfucker. Gangster's fuck though. I mean, he one of the most gangster motherfuckers I'd have never came across in my life. But you fucking with the boys though. You know, motherfucking, this motherfucker I looked up to as a kid on some gangbanging shit, thinking motherfucker, you know what I mean? Dumb as a motherfucker, childish as fuck, right? But here my mom is, poured all she could into me, poured her heart, poured her soul into me. And here I go, Department of Corrections, 22 years. She stood by me. That 11 and a half years was a long fucking time. You know, these videos, this conversation, this shit don't do it no motherfucking justice about how long 11 and a half years in a motherfucking correctional facility is. It don't, you can't, the only motherfuckers that understand that is motherfuckers that done did time, because for that 11 and a half years, especially the year and a half I did in county, the first little bit of time getting in that county and being free, that time was the slowest motherfucking time fighting that case. And boy, that was the slowest shit ever. Time stood still. But 11 and a half years in one motherfucking behind walls, you know, just living in this concrete world on this concrete island, living curiously through TV, Rap City, motherfucking the news, and people that, you know, you can talk to, or people that are coming in, just living life curiously about what the world's like and what's going on, and living behind this concrete wall where there's a motherfucking, it's a jungle back there. You know, the rules and regulations of life ain't like out here. That's why I'll be fucked up, because, you know, there is rules and regulations. There's you know, your word is everything. The person that you portray or say who you are, you better be that motherfucker, because but out here, anything goes. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers don't. There ain't no punishment for none of that shit. You get out of line, infractions. You be from a whole hood. Hey, motherfucker, your whole hood is an infraction to begin with, motherfucker. But that's a whole nother side of the game. The 11 and a half years for my mother, and the feelings I know that she had to go through right there, because wasn't no guarantee I made it home. You know, wasn't no guarantee she lived to be, you know. For all I know, you know, my mom could have passed while I was in there, and that was one of my biggest motherfucking fears while I was in there. You know, sometimes my mom wouldn't answer those calls when I get the time to make a phone call. You know, I got money on my phone and all kinds of shit, and I called and she wouldn't pick up. You don't know the thoughts that would run through my mind. You know what I mean? Because my family ain't super big. If something happened to my mom and she had fell, it'd be, you know, days before somebody figured out she was even in the house like that. And you know, for me, I knew my mother had COPD towards the end of my sentence, and you know, that's a whole nother world. But you know, there was no guarantee for them 11 and a half years that my mom was alive, that I made it through that shit, and all by the grace of God. I got to give glory to God on that note, because you know, at the end of the day, boy, nothing I could have did would have made me, you know, I guess I take that back, you know, because I did stay on top of my shit. I did everything that I needed to do to get home. You feel me? I stayed out the bullshit. I didn't buy into. Don't get me wrong. The first few years, right? I didn't give a fuck, right? The first. Let me clarify that. For the first few years I was incarcerated, I didn't give a fuck. Yeah, right. I didn't give a fuck. But after I got 4 or 5 years in, I started giving a fuck. I really did. I did everything from them 4 or 5 years to not be written up, you know, infractions, you know, try to keep my motherfucking, you know, myself low key and shit. I already stick out back there, you know what I mean? I don't go with no politics. I didn't fuck with no white boys. I ain't on none of that skinhead shit. Never. I fuck with nothing but my homies. You feel me? My homies was black, white, Mexican. And you know, at the end of the day, motherfuckers didn't like that shit. I done had cellies and shit try to motherfucking tell me, motherfucking, we gonna get run up. Man, get your bitch ass out of here, motherfucker. Because on the streets, I ain't fuck with no motherfucking Woods. And I surely ain't about to come to no penitentiary and start fucking with no Woods. On God. You know what I mean? Anybody knows me can vouch for none of this shit I put on this YouTube. This shit is all 100. I don't make this shit up. I ain't no character. This is why this shit's so easy to me, because I just gotta show up and be me. You feel me? A lot of motherfuckers, they gotta show up and be on character mode, and I get it's more content. But dig this, motherfucker. This is me. You feel me? At the end of the day. But my mother, boy, she stood tall them 11 and a half years, made it home to her. One of the greatest accomplishments I can say in my life is being able to know that I made it home to her, and I stood firm on my word. And that book she gave me, that 4-hour work week, I put that shit into motion. And, you know, like I said, that's where I made my first couple 100,000 right there. And there was a lot that came along with the motherfucking success of that business and so forth. But I got to see my mother really be proud of me. You know what I mean? That feeling, that's one of the most priceless feelings I have in my life, is knowing that motherfucking
that I was able to really make my mother proud. And I know she doubted me for a long time, right? Being in prison, she motherfucking thought it was just the lip service, right? She thought a motherfucker just talking, right? All this good shit. I'm gonna do this, motherfuckers always say that shit, and then they get out here, motherfuckers be right back to the same shit because you go right back to the same area. When you usually get out, you've been locked up, everything good in there, but you get back out, you get around the same people again, same environments, and before you know it, you back to doing some shit, right? But nah, not for me. I've always been on this motherfucking mission. I was like that behind them walls, motherfuckers know man, I pushed a fine line. I'm opposed to all the shit these motherfuckers be on. I'm opposed to a lot of the bullshit motherfuckers be on. They know it. Motherfuckers don't like that shit. I'm already a Caucasian motherfucker at that, and I move the way I move. A lot of motherfuckers ain't like that shit. But at the end of the day, shit, motherfuckers respected it, and I'm thankful they did. Because like I said, I ain't the biggest baddest motherfucker. I can handle my own, but shit, there's some gorillas back there. You feel me? And I don't know. I'm thankful I was able to get home to my mother. That's one of the greatest accomplishments. I thank God for that every day that I wake up, that I was able to make it home to her. Because through my own ignorance, I put a gang of time and distance in between us. I went in there at 20 years old, came out a 30-plus-year-old man. How you think my mom felt about that shit right there? How you think that feels to a mother to know that you to raise this baby, this pure, innocent baby that you love so much that all you do is take pictures of them. I've got all these pictures over here of my motherfucking self included inside of this picture pack here. And, my mom loved the shit out of me. And I know she did to her dying day. And it fucks me up that I ignorantly put so much distance in between us. You know what I mean? That I damaged that relationship with my mother in such a terrible way. Such a terrible way I damaged it. Such in a terrible way that I couldn't repair that I couldn't come back from that. It took 11 and a half years to even attempt to mend that. That you can't never take back the pain that 11 and a half years brought. You can't, there's no way to take that back. That's said and done for, and that's how my ignorance. And I pray on God, I do every day that these videos reach the right people, because my time is limited too. And I never speak it on me, but I mean, it's a given to all of us in this lifetime, right? We all know we come in this life, at some point we will exit. And the only thing that's going to live eternally through me is going to be pieces of content like this. Because at some point, yeah, my time will be the exit. You feel me? When my work is done, I'm sure God will call me home too. But knowing my mom's on that other side, it kind of makes that part of the puzzle of life a little bit different for me. You feel me? Because I know they all waiting on that side. I got my mom over there. I got my grandma, my uncle, everybody that I was raised with at this point in life at 41 have all passed. Like my childhood best friend passed. Like, it's a mind fuck for me, because here I am still living and breathing. I done overcame the penitentiary. I done overcame my environment, and all praise to God. And I'm still going, and I still got limitless options. But may my mistakes pave the way for others not to have to hit those road bumps and those. Because believe me, someone's out there that got a loving mama, and they know they mama love them, but they ain't doing right out there. They ain't doing right in them streets. You feel me? They willing to risk it all. And they probably willing to risk it all behind some motherfucking the most dumbest bullshit in the motherfucking world. You know what I mean? Behind fake love and fake loyalty and all kinds of shit that's portrayed as being being genuine, right? It looks good on the surface. It shines. It sounds good. It's flattery. Motherfucking. Sometimes the sensationals in the bodies, the whole just feels good to be around motherfuckers, right? But they be the worst motherfucking cancer you could ever motherfucking have in your life, boy. They be the worst. And now, the people that really matter, at the end of the day, when you do catch those bids and go do that time, the people that truly matter, that truly care, they the ones that's most affected. And, they the ones that it does the most damage. But motherfuckers don't be thinking like that. You don't be thinking like that while you out here. You be smoking weed. You don't be feeling shit. You be motherfucking drunk, pop the pill. You can control your emotions and your mental to a degree, right? But you get behind them walls, you gotta sober up and come to the realities. That shit, you can't get away from that shit for life. At some point, you're gonna come to that conclusion. That reality gonna kick in, and you're gonna get the motherfucking the picture that you done fucked up, and you done hurt a lot of people in your life. You done hurt the closest ones to you. unintentionally. We done did it though. You done hurt them. That don't mean that the fact that they ain't hurt. But, you know, rest in peace to all the mothers out there though, you know, that ain't here no longer. You feel me? And happy Mother's Day to y'all that still got y'all moms out here, and all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day. I ain't trying to rain on nobody's parade. Just want to give a little window into my life and what I was kind of thinking, kind of therapeutic, you know, just to talk about it, speak to it, talk about it today, you know, with my little YouTube family and shit. You feel me? But yeah, walked that motherfucking time down, and you know, shit, came home. She seen the motherfucker get successful, got to pay her bills, got to take care of her, in her last years of life. That's one of the biggest blessings I have right there, you know, because when you get older, you know, the tables turns, you know, you become dependent on your children, right? You become the baby, and your children, you know, they step up to the plate. And for a lot of us, you know, motherfuckers like my age and shit like that, you know, shit, life be life and a little different, you know, motherfucker adult now, you gotta uphold, and that's why a lot of motherfuckers go back to prison. I get it. They don't want the responsibilities. They don't want to pay all the motherfucking bills. They don't want to go work a job. They don't want to go do this shit. You know what I mean? Nah, I get it. It's the weak way out though, in my opinion. That's the weakest motherfucking way out ever. But for me, I like to be able to get up and go get to it. You know, I like seeing my motherfucking, my ideas come to reality. That shit right there, I'm addicted to that. And I get that from my mother, because she was an entrepreneur, and she believed in me, and she breathed life into me, and she continuously, you know, throughout my whole childhood to my adult years, she believed, she breathed belief into me. She breathed, every time she would talk to me, she would express her belief in me and my ideas. And she never just got in the way of stopping them. She always let me see them to fruition, even if they failed, even if, you know, she let me discover life. She let me understand life and find out. But, you know, my mom got off the porch early. You know, she's from Grand Island, Nebraska. She left Nebraska at the age of like 13 to go to California, live with her older sister. And, you know, she kind of, you know what I mean? My mom, I'm not saying she was she was not a fast, like in that sense, but, you know, life was way different back then. You know what I mean? For a 13, year old, you know, you could go do shit. Nowadays, you can't even let your 13-year-old go to the bus stop. You can't even let your 13-year-old ride the bike around in most neighborhoods. But back then it was different. And even in my day and age, you know what I mean? I was born in '83, but, you know, coming up in the late 80s and the 90s and shit like that, like, she let me get off the porch early, you know, 12, 13, shit. 12, 13, I say I was off the porch smoking weed, you know, having sex, motherfucking just being fast and shit. I was, you know, hanging around. You gotta keep in mind, so for me to when I was in Colorado, right? Colorado got the second wave of that gangsterism, the gangsters from California, right? And when I was coming up, that's everybody that was around me in my environment. You know what I mean? That's the world I seen. That's the life I experienced to a degree. Maybe not like how motherfuckers did in Cali, but boy, I sure had a heavy influence from Cali by all motherfucking means. And to this day, you know, that's why I make these videos and even talk on the topics, motherfuckers. I know I be fucking motherfuckers up. They see me and they like, what is he doing talking on these topics? But motherfucker, check this out, motherfucker. This has been part of my life for a long motherfucking time, longer than most of you motherfuckers probably even been alive. But with my old ass over here, you know what I mean, on this old sentimental ass shit today, right? You know, I miss my mama though. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer though. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let this video, you know, wrap up right here. But, you know, I just want to tap in, share some experience with y'all real quick. You know what I mean? But hope y'all have a good Mother's Day, and shit. To the next video. I'm gone. You know, everything you've given me, even down to the fact of the imagination and knowing that, you know, you can make something out of nothing, you know, with an idea. You know, it's been priceless for me. You know, at the end of the day, you've always been my why for life, you know, for moving forward in life and making something of myself. You are my why. So, you know, I thank you for getting through all the trials and the tribulations, and I know you scratch your arms and, you know, cut up your legs in the process, but, you know, I thank you for all that. I thank you for going through all of that right there and finding a way to another day when I know there was a lot of days that told you that you didn't want to get to another day. I thank you for finding it. I wouldn't be who I am without you, so I thank you again. Is there anything you want to leave on, any note, anything? Nothing else? Way too long.